Captain Neo here, another episode on Notes on Neo, and this is for Pendragon. The first thing that I got from Pendragon, get that up there, is this mini album, which came out in, what, 84 or so? I'd have to say that it's not the greatest recording of all time, but it was an interesting start for the band. Next up is, and the ones I have on vinyl, is the Jewel, which is absolutely fantastic. And I've originally got it on vinyl when it came out back then in '85. Talk a little bit more about that, and we'll set that down. Because I also got the CD as soon as it came out on CD. This is the original one. And it does have some bonus tracks on there. But then later on, and I don't know if this have the name, they remastered it, the Jewel here, and this included the tracks from the mini album. So this had all that information on it, and of course, on either one, it is Alaska, one of the greatest songs of all time. I told that to Nick. So, just a great album. Their first full album back '85 or so. So we got that. It was remastered again, like I said there. Then Kowtow came out. The last one I have on vinyl, because after this, fully went over to CDs. So this is the first one with Clive Nolan and Fudge Smith Fudge on drums, Clive on keyboards, and Clive is still with them. Fudge left some while ago, but this is kind of the band that existed for quite a long time. When we had the Jewel is Nigel Harrison, Rick Carter were on with the band, and they left. Next is The World, and this has Voyager, Queen of Hearts, Back in the Spotlight. Got another great album by that as we get into the 90s. We get The World, Pendragon. Next up is The Window of Life. Again, another great album. Has one of their great songs, Breaking the Spell, which is on a bunch of their live albums. I'm only going to cover the studio albums on this. If I start getting all live albums and all DVDs, it would get so long. But we have Window of Life comes out. Then next album is one that a lot of people think is their best, Masquerade Overture, which came out in '96. And prior to this, the first time I saw the band was '95 at Progfest in LA. So it had been before this. So they're doing mostly stuff from the Jewel and Window of Life and that. And then I would see them again in London and Rossfest and what else? And then last time was on the cruise. I'll get to that in a little bit. But Window of Life, of course, Masquerade Overture. Excuse me, I'm not Masquerade Overture. Has some of the songs they do all the time, like Paintbox, Master Illusion, Good as Gold, are all on here. So that's up to next. Next up is Not of This World here. And this one comes out in 2001, so 25 years ago. Hold this up. We got here If I Were the Wind, A Man of Nomadic Traits. Those are some of the ones they play over and over again live. So that's next, and then Believe is up next, 2005, there's Believe. Wish You Well, I put this up on my Epic Tracks video, if anybody wants to check that out. One of the Neoprog Epic Tracks that I put up, so you can check that out on my Facebook page, which is Captain Neo's Neoprog Palace, little play on words on that one there. Then we get into Pure. Now this gets a little change in direction of the band. Kind of has a much harder edge, kind of an industrial edge to it for Pure, and also for Passion. So that's next. Then they shift gears again with a little change, another change. Men Who Climb Mountains, another kind of change. Then the last album, last studio album, is Love Over Fear, which takes them back to kind of the classic Pendragon sound. Really good. It's been out a while now, so I assume they're working on another album. Last time I saw them was on the cruise in 2005. They're also going to be playing 2007 cruise, 2027 cruise. What did I say? 2025 cruise and 2027 cruise. They're playing again. I'm not going to make that, but I definitely made 2025. Got to talk to Nick again. Got a new drummer. They were great. I mentioned this. The one thing the cruise has is when they play in the theater, the sound's fantastic. They were great. IQ was great. Pi was great. Everybody was great in the theater. The sound was just magnificent. Definitely one of my favorite bands of all time. I'll keep this short. Pendragon. That's I kind of run through their CDs. There's a whole bunch of live. There's quite a few live CDs and quite a few live DVDs that maybe I'll deal with on a separate one. Trying to keep this short.